how's it going? Jamie here from JAYP Cars. We're in the Polo, we're going to take it for a drive and see what it's like. This is the 2015 Polo R-Line in candy white, 109 horsepower version from a 1 litre TSI engine, 3-cylinder. Produces 147 pound-per-feet torque, which is quite nice from a little super mini. I believe that's your ex-girlfriend behind us, and my ex-girlfriend. Yeah. So we're just going to take this for a drive, get a feel for it. Actually came from a 1.6 litre diesel Polo. Yeah. And which do you prefer? That's not a good sign.
The old one had bigger alloys.
17's on that.
17's on that. A bit more pull in the higher gears. This one's certainly faster off the mark, being a petrol.
0 to 62 I believe, and this one is 9.3 seconds. I did read that actually you need to really give it welly to hit that. But I think when you're in such a small car, you feel like you're going a lot faster than you are. Yeah. I know it was certainly like that in my Fiat Punto.
Yeah, certainly.
It wasn't going anywhere fast, but because you drive it like shit. So the only sticking point that I have with this car is the cost. Brand new, these cars are 17.5 grand. A lot of money for a car that takes 9.3 seconds 0 to 62. Actually, for a couple of grand extra you could get a Fiesta ST, which is certainly a lot quicker. And especially when you think that the standard Polo starts from 11.5 grand. 6 grand to have a more powerful and a higher spec car. This one here has got the piano black trim. It's got a 6.5 inch, I believe, infotainment system. The steering wheel I think is lovely. Yeah. It looks really good, especially with the R badge on the steering wheel. Got a nice little armrest here. Not that he's using it. Fucking tree down over there. The interior on this car is really nice as well. The seats. It's got the R-Line seats, which I think are pretty comfy. Feeling your seat up now. I think this weather's pretty appalling. That's probably why some of you might have noticed the car was a little bit dirty. It's Cornwall, what do you expect? Did you see the coach that was ground out here?
Yeah, I saw that on Facebook, yeah.
Right here, outside the pheasant plucker. How cool is that? I managed to get past. So when it comes to the car being an R-Line, that's kind of what this video is about. Yes, it's an R-Line, so it's telling you that it's got those touches that the R versions of the VW cars have. But I feel like when you look at the engine being a 1 litre turbo petrol, 0 to 60 around the 9-second mark, should it have that badge on it? That's really the question. I see it in two ways. I see it in the way of it's an R-Line badge and it's saying I'm pretty. And I'm a pretty looking car. It's also got the LED headlights, which really, when you first got the car 2 years ago, yeah, that's the first thing that I said about. Those lights look amazing. This car started from around £17,500. To me, seems a bit steep, especially when you consider that the Ford Fiesta titanium trim, £15,500 mark. Paying 2 grand more for the Polo than you are the Fiesta. But then again, would you rather be driving around in Ford or would you rather be driving around in the Volkswagen?
I know which one. I
think I know which one mine would be, because this car now is coming up 5 years old soon.
Probably, yeah.
But I still really love the car. I think it's an awesome looking car. The 1 litre petrol, I think the fuel economy was a little bit worse compared to the 1.2 litre petrol that is more common, because that 1 litre engine's just got to work that much harder to really get the car going. The fuel economy is around 65 miles to the gallon. How much have we got on this drive without crashing?
41. So
we've got 41 miles to the gallon, and he's not been driving it like a nutter. Long-term average is 48 to the gallon. And we've got to tell you that actually most of that would have been dual carriageway driving. Still being 17 miles to the gallon off the expected, and you usually drive it at times where it's not very busy either, so you're not stop-start.
No.
So that's not great, really.
No.
But then again, This is Volkswagen. What do we expect? This is my gripe. It's got an R badge, and yet it's nearly 3 times less powerful than the Golf R. It's got front wheel drive, not 4-wheel drive. It just feels wrong having that badge, but at the same time, it's such a nice looking car. Not to make you cry, but I think for the money you can get them for now, you've probably looked, haven't you, to just out of interest?
Oh yeah, I've lost $5.5 grand in nearly 2 years.
Fucking hell. I didn't think it was going to be that much.
Yeah.
And as soon as they bring out this new one for next year, it'll drop even more. See, that's the only issue with these smaller cars, with the super minis. They drop in value so quickly, don't they?
Yeah.
And I think half the reason for that is because they're so cheap to finance.
Yeah.
Because obviously you bought yours outright. Cold hard cash, that's what Ashley likes.
Yeah.
So we just stopped off to get some M&Ms, some lemonade for some Southern Comfort later. So we're nice and healthy. Did you ever play that game? Yeah, M&M game where it was on PlayStation 1.
Never heard of it.
Do you not? I think it's called like M&M Chocolate Factory or something.
Right.
You play as an M&M and you like run through his factory. What's it all about? 1 litre Polo doing 70 obviously, miles an hour on the dual carriageway. Obviously Ashley's got automatic indicators because he didn't use one then. Whoa, it's the Popo. Pretty sure I got it.
Buy me lunch.
I forgot we're having lunch. I do think that the Polo's quite the perfect car for a city car. Just nippy, isn't it? Nice light steering.
Yeah.
Even when you're going slow.
Yeah.
That's the thing with mine. It's such a heavy car, but it's just heavy steering all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come out, my muscles are like,
Bye-bye.
Yeah. These Cornish roads. Imagine if you were a tourist and it took you this way.
Yeah.
Oh, I think a carvery will go down good, you know. We've got gammon, beef.
I like gammon. I get a bit worried when you pull in like this and you see leaves on the ground. My
slip.
Suzuki, the Alto, used to be like awful.
Oh yeah, by the way guys, Ashley's first car was fucking horrendous. I'm sorry, but it was. And it cost like 2.5 grand for a Suzuki Alto. I'm definitely going to put a picture up of it.
Yeah.
Right now. This car is probably the ugliest car I've ever seen. I was so glad when you went to a Polo.
Yeah.
That was in a nice grey, that was. Although I must say, this white, this candy white really does pop.
Yeah.
This looks so nice and modern. Especially with your plate on now, you wouldn't have a clue how old it was.
No.
I feel like the new Polo is really ugly. I think the back of the new Polo looks like a Dacia. You know it's bad when a German car looks like a Romanian car. What do you reckon you'd get then, if you were going to upgrade?
Possibly a GTD.
Okay, a Golf GTD, yeah, they're nice. What is the dream then? What is the dream car?
Land Rover Defender.
He's been going on about this since college, and that was what, 6 years ago?
Yeah.
Land Rover Defender.
The Polo R-Line is a nice car, but it is very expensive. When you consider it is £11,500 for the basic Polo, and it is £17,500 for the Polo R-Line, you just got to realise that £6,000 just for a better trim is bonkers. However, if you are looking for a second-hand, modern-looking Super Mini that has already taken its biggest depreciation hit, the Polo R-Line is a great contender. So, should it have the R-Line badge on it? The engine is nearly 3 times less powerful than the Golf R, and that is a bit of a sticking point for me. It's 9.3 seconds from 0 to 62, it just doesn't feel right. In the Golf R, you've got sub 5 seconds. I understand that the Golf R is just an R on the badge, and the Polo is an R-Line. However, that badge gives the impression that it should be a lot faster than it is. When I first saw Ashley's car, I thought that it would be around the 7-second mark, but you've really got to push it to get to just 9.3 seconds. I do feel like the engine just does not deserve the R badge, but the trim does. Overall, I think that if you're going to go for a second-hand Polo R-Line, it would be a great bar. Thanks to Ashley for letting me use his car for my first ever review. I really do appreciate it. Please feel free to follow me on Instagram at JAYP Cars and on Facebook, JAYP Cars. Oh, and one last thing, if you would like your car to be reviewed, get in touch in the comments and we'll try and sort something out.